bless her heart. And then when he went to sign the petition, her sweet little face, God damn, that makes me mad.
No. Yeah.
And you just, like, you know.
And then saved her brother.
Well, I'm still dealing with a lot of grief, and so, but my mom lived a life. She had a full life, and she got to be a mom and a grandma and a great grandma. This little girl got all that taken away from her, and I know the deep grief that I'm feeling for a life well lived and loved. So I can't even imagine what this little girl's family is going through, and then to have on top of that the insult that it's like, oh, fucking well.
Like that, like her life didn't matter.
Like she was just a footnote when she was probably their whole fucking life.
Damn.
You want to piss me off, do something to a baby or an animal, and I will, fuck. It just,
Damn it, how do I make a post on here?
You trying to make it on Coffee Banner?
I got it.
I shared it on my Facebook page.
Yeah, I've got it on mine too. All 10 of our listeners share and sign.
Yeah, please do. Because, oh my God, that fucking pisses me off.
I mean, when I was on the petition, it was like 2 minutes ago someone signed, a minute ago someone signed.
When I was on it, I was watching it.
Yeah, it was
415, 16, 17.
It was steadily going. So just, I think probably whoever started, like whatever caused that person in the crime group to see it, it's having a resurgence. So if we can keep pushing, you know.
Because this bitch needs to be in
She's had
jail.
4 years of freedom while this little girl's in the dirt, and that's not okay.
No, absolutely not. And like I said, the thing... There are two things that just chat my ass more than I can possibly put into words. Bullies of any fucking kind and people that aren't held responsible for their actions. And a lot of times,
they're the same thing. Well, and to me, people that are so, like, so self-involved that, like, if I did something like that, y'all, I'd probably kill myself because I couldn't live with that. Like, if I had done that to that little girl through negligence or being an asshole or whatever, that would probably, I'm honest when I say I don't think I could live with that. I think that would take me out of the gene pool.
I would at least turn myself in and be like, look,
whatever.
I did this. And if I'm going to continue to live, I'm going to pay my penance for this.
I'm not going to try to
that looks like,
shove it under and pretend like
whatever that looks like. You know,
so,
if I've got to do jail time, fine, because I did this and I know I did this.
Yeah,
and I hope that fucking bitch doesn't get a night's fucking sleep because of it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if she was the kind of person, that it tortured, she wouldn't just be out living her life going to the grand jury. The grand jury wouldn't have had to, because she'd have been like, I accept whatever.
Yeah,
punish me.
I'm sorry.
And they wouldn't have.
Right now, you know, she's like, whatever, it was a fucking accident.
Yeah. So obviously, she's not tortured by it. And that.
Well, here's the bitch.
So we need to, as a society, need to torture her.
I don't doubt that hitting the Amiya was an accident.
Oh yeah.
But her negligence is what caused that girl to die, and that is the definition of negligent homicide.
And then she tried to flee.
Which is a very big felony. I mean, it's not like a Class A felony.
Yeah,
but it's a Class D felony.
Everybody knows what a stopped school bus means.
Everybody.
Because
and you still see these motherfuckers passing on.
And here in Arkansas, can't you lose your license for that?
Yes, you can.
Because that's like automatic, like 12
points
on your license.
Well, and I'll tell you, it's become like a given policy now, especially in these rural areas. When that school bus stops to let kids off, they tell them to actually cock the bus sideways to block the damn lane.
Well, that wouldn't have worked for this, though, because she went around in the fucking
grass. She's willing to go in the goddamn ditch.
And I don't know what the fuck kind of ass-backwards bullshit they're doing in Mississippi. But
I think every bus needs to have a crossing guard on it where they
get out.
They get out of the bus, they look, make sure it's okay, and then...
like an assistant driver that would actually get off the bus. Yeah.
But I don't know that would help with this either. Because your crossing guard is going to be in the street. And she went around in the grass.
I know, but I'm saying the crossing guard would have gotten off.
Check to make sure everything was...
before they got off, they would have seen, okay, this car's not stopping, and they would have stopped the kids to get off the bus.
I think every bus needs to have cameras on them.
And I think they do now.
Do they?
I think
I know
everybody needs to have what are those things called? The popular tires?
Spike strips.
Yeah.
Spike strips that go out when the doors
Go
open.
gadget spike strips.
Whatever. If it protects. Because let me tell you what, if that happened to mine, I'd burn this motherfucker down.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I'm so pissed. And
I'm surprised something like that didn't ever happen on Cocklebur.
People drive crazy.
You have a 90-degree curve there that the idiots will still do 70 and 80 miles an hour around.
When it's wet, it don't matter. And
they regularly end up in the ditch.
Oh, no. See, we've lived there 20 years, and at least 3 times a year, somebody ends up in that ditch.
Oh, we had the one guy. Yeah, this was, I think, the most recent one that I actually went out and we heard it. I mean, it was a horrible crash.
When you think about how far we are from that curve now, where we are
so
sitting
I
at
went
night,
out, and then I see lights like sticking up funky. I'm like, what the hell? So I drive down there.
Because y'all are, probably 400 yards away from
easy. So I drive down there. And it's a full-size Chevy extended cab pickup truck.
I don't know that I would have helped him because I'd have been like, you did that shit to yourself.
Yeah, you would have.
Wait.
Just wait.
Just wait. The guy's out of it. Mm-hmm. And, when you first see him and you're just going based off his body movements and everything else, I was thinking, is this guy drunk?
Oh,
then I noticed that he's trying to keep his distance from me as he's talking to me, and I'm like, this son of a bitch is drunk.
Then Ross sees.
Then I see 3 kids in the back of the truck. This truck flipped into the swamp. He jumps in the truck because he's wanting to leave, and he gets it out of the ditch.
None of the kids are restrained,
and at this point,
they're little.
He's like. At this point, he's kind of pulled it together, and I'm thinking, well, is he drunk or is he just in shock? From
I'm like, you're not.
Oh, 1 minute. Here. So then he says, "Oh no, I live just right down here. I can get it home." I said, "Well," because at that point, I'm like, I don't want to get in a fight with the guy over not letting him go. I said, "I'll follow you down there just to make sure you make it." He takes off, going down our road before he hits Highway 38. One of the tires goes out. He starts throwing sparks.
He's riding the rim.
Trying to get away from the... Wow.
Well, there wasn't any cops there. It was just me. But he knew I was following him. Oh, I did at this point.
Yeah.
Because lost that tire, throwing sparks. Never slowed down. Actually sped up. Went straight across Highway 38. Didn't even stop at the stop sign.
It was Ross.
Trying to lose me. Gets just the other side of Highway 38, loses another tire. He's throwing sparks from both sides.
Where that Mexican house with the courtyard?
Yeah, I love that place.
He's going past that house, blows the other tire. He's throwing sparks from both sides with 3 kids in the back.
Little kids, y'all. Little
kids. I get on the phone. I call. I'm on with dispatch, and I'm literally telling them, I'm like, don't hang up, because I'm telling you, I'm right behind this guy. He's blowing 2 tires. He's throwing sparks, and he's accelerating from me.
Did you tell him about him being drunk with the 3 kids?
I thought he flipped it and all that. Well, he hits Highway 31. So now he's headed towards Lone Oak. When you're going down Highway 31 and there's the big curve as you turn into Lone Oak, the road right before that he turns onto blows a 3rd tire.
Oh my God.
At this point, finally, the truck says he gets about, half a mile down that road, and the truck says, fuck it, I can't take it anymore, and just stops. And literally, I'm on the phone, I'm saying, where's the cops? Because he can't go any further, he's getting over here on the side, I don't know what he's going to do. And they're saying, they're right there, they're coming, And he jumps out and starts walking back towards me, and I don't know what I had in the car, but I grabbed it and I stepped out because I didn't know what he was going to do. And right about that time, the cops pulled up, and they looked at me, then looked at him, and went straight towards him, and I just put down, I can't remember what I had in my hand. I just put it down, and...
probably the gun.
Yeah. I can't remember what I had with me.
So they obviously arrested him.
Oh yeah. And the kids went somewhere else, and it was all.
One of those kids didn't die 3 times that night.
Mm-hmm. But that was crazy.
But again, he was more worried about not getting caught.
Than he was about his own children.
Kids' safety.
It pissed me off. One time, Alexis was with me, and there was this car that was in front of us, and they had handicap tags. So I don't know if it was like really old person, but 3 times she had gone over and almost hit oncoming traffic.
Oh, yeah.
So I had Alexis call and tell them, and I told them the license plate and all this, and we're following her, and she just keeps going, almost hitting someone. And of course, as soon as the fucking cops show up, I backed off. They got behind her, driving perfect.
Yeah.
Because they had her attention then.
Yeah.
So they followed her for a little bit. Finally, they turned off. They never stopped her. I'm like, oh.
I got another story for you, and this one actually drug on for quite a while. Pickup truck, Ford pickup truck. You know, ready mix concrete that you see running around here all over the place? Mm-hmm. This is a ready mix pickup truck.
Okay.
It's a kid and his girlfriend. His girlfriend bounced her head off the windshield.
This is
She's
still
bleeding
in our curve.
in our curve. She's bleeding from the head, right?
Oh, jeez.
He calls somebody, not 911, one of his buddies.
To come pick him up.
He left the girl.
Oh my God.
Pretended like she was driving the truck.
Pretend like she was driving the truck, I guess.
I bet he didn't get a handy that night.
Yeah, no. So anyway, we go out there because I mean this is another bad one, and this one they were actually, dude was so drunk on that other deal. I don't think he ever felt it, and the kids, kids are resilient,
Right.
But this one, I mean, like I said, she bounced her head off the windshield. She was bleeding from the head and everything else.
Right.
He leaves her. So
I'd have called the cops and been like, she wasn't driving.
Just wait.
I saw what happened.
Oh, just wait. At this point, police show up. Me and Don, I think, are standing over
this
there.
before Don left.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And the officer comes over and says, they said that she was the one driving. And Don and I are like, no. So then, over the next hour and a half or so, Don and I stood there the whole damn time. All these kids proceed to parade by, one little dude after another, trying to say he was the one driving.
They must have got every friend they had.
And literally, they would pull up, the cop would look at me and Don and would go, nope.
Try again.
Wow.
Try again.
I would have.
Finally, eventually, he showed up. And I don't know what happened after that. I know they put him in the car. But literally sat there and tried to, and it was left this 16, 17-year-old girl bleeding from the head.
Classy.
When I love my friends, but if I wouldn't be like, no, motherfucker, I'm not going to pretend like it was me because I wouldn't do something so shitty.
No shit.
Goddamn. But my friends wouldn't ask me to cover for them for that.
No.
Goddamn. And well, I remember one time. You remember when Andrea and them lived down on Lewisburg? Before she moved to Oklahoma, they lived out, like going to the Indian Lake.
Right.
And we were going out there one day, and
I remember
we saw
that. Oh,
a
yeah,
terrible
that was
wreck.
crazy.
And,
it was bad.
The guy jumped out of the car and took off running on foot. And it happened like right in front of us. Like he,
literally, it happens. We see him get out, and he looked like he was Olympic sprinting away from the team. Like, what the?
We had our boys, both of them. They were still younger, and we had them in the car. They were in young teens, and all of a sudden it got real quiet, and I hear a baby cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, thick. And so Ross and I jump out. And what was that baby, about 18 months?
Yeah, probably.
In a car seat, left, bleeding.
By himself.
Bleeding.
By himself.
This motherfucker took off running and left the child.
And if I remember right, I believe he got out of any serious charges because they claimed that he was in shock and didn't know what he was doing and had a head injury and what he was doing.
Because I sat with that baby. We got the car seat out of the car because we didn't know if the car was going to catch fire.
Oh yeah, no, it was like there was crap going on with that vehicle, so we got the baby
the car seat out, and we sat in our
there
car.
Was stuff dripping and smoking, and
because he hit a fucking boom, hit that tree just. And
I mean, literally
I was
jumped
afraid
out
to
and
take the
just
baby
took off sprinting
out of the car seat because I
Yeah.
didn't know if the baby had injuries.
Yeah.
So I was holding the whole car seat.
Yeah.
And the split second you take that baby out, if there's anything wrong with it, that
Yeah.
becomes your problem now.
But I couldn't leave the baby and risk the car catching on fire. So
Yeah.
we just sat there until the cops came. I was so angry. I was shaking. I was like, that is a sorry motherfucker. Because I'm sorry to, when your own ass, your self-preservation is such that you run away and leave your